All right, good evening, everybody. Just give us one moment and we will get started. All right, 1 second, just finishing up email here. All right, we are off. Well, good evening, team. Welcome back to Walks and Wall Street. Today is September 28th, 2023. It is a Thursday. Happy Thursday to everybody. You know, I was thinking today at work, I was running around like crazy today. I was all the way in Harlem. Then I had to go down to the financial district. Then I went up to Tribeca, back to the office, back down to Tribeca, Columbus Circle, Upper West Side, back to the office, and then I just finished. So, you know, I was thinking today, and next week is October, if you can believe that. It's just like, where did the summer go? And I'm not looking forward to the winter. Pretty soon we're gonna be walking around and I'm gonna have to have my you know, big puffer jacket on, my hat. Not looking forward to that, guys. Not looking forward to that at all. Anyway, we only have, what, 2 more days left of October, or September. October 1st is this Sunday. And then, yeah, kind of wild. So anyway, guys, just some quick announcements before we get started. Monday, October 2nd, 2023, there will be no live stream, okay? There will be no live stream Monday, October 2nd. There'll be no live stream Tuesday, October 3rd, and no live stream on Wednesday, October 4th. Yikes. Yikes. But I have a busy schedule the first 3 days I'm back in Miami. I have to deal with tenants moving out. I have to deal with contractors at the house. And I think I'm gonna take just 1 day off to do nothing. I think that's what I need. So on the 4th, we're gonna do that. But don't worry, we will have standalone videos up at 5:30 p.m. Okay, so one of the new changes and new additions we made to the channel is every single day at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to have a standalone video that will be a narrated walking tour of a different neighborhood of the city every day. Live streams will be at 8:30 p.m. and then starting next week, October 3rd, every other week is going to be the newsletter. Okay, so that's going to be the new streaming schedule. It's going to be the new schedule for the channel, and I will upload that to the YouTube community page. So if you are already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and make sure you have the notification bell turned on, so when we go live or we do anything else, you will be notified. Okay, with that out of the way, let's dive right in here to the stream, and we'll just do the quick intro and we will get started. A little bit of a rally day on Wall Street, particularly. S&P 500 up about 25 points on the day. Now that 200-day moving average is coming in at 41.97. So it seems as if the 200-day is providing a little bit of support for the market. That's as expected. Now, if we zoom out, not to sound like a broken record, but it seems like the sprinklers are turning on here. I may have to move, I don't want to get wet. But you know, as we've reviewed, September is historically the worst month in terms of performance for equities, right? So, you know, from the swing high, July 27th, the S&P was trading at about 45.97. We've corrected all the way down to the swing low of 42.35. It's about a 367 point move, or roughly 8%, right? Which is technically a normal correction during the month of September, when equities usually don't perform too well. So we'll keep our eye on that. But equities really aren't the story. It's the bond market that is the story. It is the debt market. And as we've been talking about, the bond market has been selling off quite harshly, particularly at the short end of the curve. So if you want to follow along, we'll just quickly check on this. If you go to cnbc.com/bonds, once again, cnbc.com/bonds, let's take a look at the yield curve. Now, the 1-month T-bill is at 5.398%, and the 6-month is over 5.5%, which is, I mean, pretty significant, right? I mean, if you have, you know, $5 or $10, $5 or $10 million of liquidity, I mean, if you just keep reinvesting into T-bills now at 5.5%, I mean, you're gonna have a pretty solid income. I mean, like $400,000 a year income, risk-free, if you will, right? Now, technically not risk-free, but the reason why they say risk-free rate of return is because the US has never defaulted on its debt. So interest rates are very attractive here, which is putting pressure on housing and other illiquid assets. You know, we've been covering almost to the point of ad nauseum here the pressure that these higher rates are going to have on commercial real estate, particularly as a lot of this commercial paper starts to roll over, right? Now, if you look at the long end of the curve, actually, why don't I just show you the screen? Hold on. So you can see it's pretty much split, right? So the short end of the curve is selling off pretty aggressively, right? There's an inverse correlation between bond prices and yields. So as yields are blowing off, that means bond prices are selling off pretty aggressively. And one of the things that we've explained about the yield curve is if you're a money manager and you're managing liquidity, you have no problem, right? If your outlook and your worldview is that GDP growth is going to slow, corporate earnings are going to slow, you have no problem locking up your money for 30 years, right? So as you have money piling into the long-term bonds, you have yields coming down. And as you have selling or major sell-off on the short end of the curve, well, those yields blow out, right? And you have higher yields. And we have a pretty egregiously inverted yield curve. We'll take a look at the spread between the 10 and the 2s. That's the main spread that everybody looks at. The 2 year is back above 5%. Wow, 5.075%, and the 10-year is at 4.59%. We'll take a look at the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Let's go to bankrate.com. I personally use bankrate.com. I just want to show everybody this for a second. If you look at Google, I don't really think that's correct. Average rates on a 30-year fixed 8%. In my experience, that's not a correct number. I think bankrate.com is a little bit more accurate, so we'll quote that. Okay, so for today, Thursday, September 28, 2023, the current average interest rate for the benchmark 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 7.83%. That is an increase of 24 basis points week over week. That's significant. That's really significant. Now, again, this is the average, right? So what does average mean? That means depending on your credit worthiness or the credit quality of the borrower, some people are getting quoted much less than 7.8%, and some people are getting quoted higher. All right, that is a pretty long intro. I don't want to bore everybody. We are starting off here right on Madison Avenue, right outside the office, very close, adjacent, I should say, to 432 Park Avenue, which, by the way, we have some updates on. 432 Park Avenue is Harry Maclow's personal units. His personal units are going into foreclosure, and I think the auction date is set for October 11th. Since I'm near my computer, let me look that up, actually. We'll look up the auction. Okay, it says CIM Group moves to foreclose on Maclow's 432 Park Avenue units. Let's see what we got here. Let me see what floors they're on. Okay, they make up the entire 78th floor of the building and also an accessory unit on the 28th floor. Whoa. So the auction is set for October 11th, according to marketing materials. Wow. That's major stuff. So October 11th is when? That's Wednesday. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. So we'll keep our eyes on that. All right, everybody, let me go ahead and close up the laptop. I'll say hello to everybody in the chat, and we will get started. Thank you all for joining. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. All right, God bless America. Let's kick this thing off. Great coffee shop in front of us. Let me try to zoom out. So I've explained this multiple times, but we do have a lot of new people. They've completely revamped this sort of outdoor space here. We are right across the street from the atrium at the Trump Tower. So this is all covered from the elements. So when it's pouring, raining, you could still use this space. It's really nice. It connects these two office buildings here. You have tons of seating outside. The landscaping is great. You have a waterfall, and you have one of the best coffee shops in Manhattan, in my personal opinion. It is called Black Fox Coffee. Now, I believe the original location is right behind the old Deutsche Bank on actually right, I forget what street it is. It's not Wall Street, but it's right rated uptown to the old Time Warner AOL Center. You know, Black Fox Coffee has a satellite location in the Hudson Yards, and now they just opened another location here, which is great. So I come here a lot when I, you know, take a break from the office or I have clients over, something like that. Ooh, I think it may start to rain. That's not good. I should have brought the umbrella. I have the umbrella in the office. I may have to go back and get it. All right, let me scroll up to the top and say hello to everybody, because that's the most important part of the stream. Brian is here. Danielle, good to see you. Jeff in Southern Tier, New York. Austin, welcome. British Gray from Tampa, Florida. Juan says, hola friends. Big Talk says, Tom, my sleep is waiting. Good to see you, Big Talk. Joe Rats, Dominic Romano, Brian, Crypto Meme, Lena Sandoval, Panda Express. Good to see you. Jules is here. Andrew, Latha, welcome, welcome. Teresa Diaz, Crypto Meme, and Major Minis. This is Tom, it's pouring, raining in Brooklyn. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to go back into the office. It looks like I'm gonna have to get the, what's it called? The umbrella. All right, I don't know how we're gonna do this because the stream may go out, but we're gonna attempt it, we're gonna try. So before it starts to downpour on us, team, I gotta go back into the office and get my umbrella. So we're gonna have a little bit of a field trip on the stream. It'll be a Walks and Wall Street field trip. So hopefully you're okay with that. You know, I wasn't expecting it to rain. It's been raining every freaking day. And yesterday was the only day in New York where it didn't rain. It was like partly cloudy, it was a little bit sunny, it was okay. Now, today it wasn't pouring, but it was like on and off misty, it was cloudy. It just really wasn't a good weather day. Hopefully the fall isn't like this. Hopefully this is just like a weird sort of weather pattern we have moving through New York, but it's literally been raining almost every day. It's, I feel like I'm living in Seattle. So we'll get the umbrella so we don't get wet. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but in the headlights, the rain's really picking up. Hey, Pete144 says, hey gang, good to see you. Juan says, dude, Miami has been the same. Hopefully when I get to Miami next week, October 2nd is when I'm gonna be there. Hopefully it doesn't rain. So let's do this. I don't even know if my umbrella is in the office. We're gonna try something here. Hold on one second. All right, we'll figure it out. I gotta get my umbrella. I forgot my umbrella. It's pouring. It's gonna start pouring. Yeah. Hey, no, it just started. Yeah, it just started. I didn't know it was gonna rain. It's been raining every day. All right, man. I'll see you later. Take care. See you tomorrow. All right, how was that? Were we buffering or what? It's all right. I think we made it in good time. Okay, hold on. Perfect. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, we have no internet. The cell service is not working there. Hey, Destructionist, good to see you. Welcome. Meld, yeah, I know. So everybody, we are now on the corner of East 56th Street and Madison Avenue. Since we're here, we might as well take a look at 432 Park Avenue in the rain. Hey, Hawaii. Oh no, you didn't miss you missed the office tour, but I didn't really give you a tour of the office. I think it was probably buffering the entire time. But yeah, I had to run back in and get my umbrella. I thought today was going to be the end of the rain, but I guess it's just the start of part 2 of the rain. You know, what could we do? What could we do? So, hey, Mike D says, is it always rainy in New York City at this time? I feel like it's been raining for a week. It has. I mean, it's really hit or miss. New York weather is, I like to say New York weather really has a mind of its own, honestly. You could have 75-degree days in October and November, and you could also have 60-degree days, windy, rainy, cloudy, and you could even have snow. So I say once August is over, I mean, flip a coin and that's really what it's going to be like. So this is 432 Park Avenue. This is one of the most luxurious apartment buildings in the city. And this is exactly what we were talking about as it relates to the foreclosure. So CIM Group as well as Macklow Properties put on this project, and Harry Macklow, what's it called, is unfortunately getting foreclosed on. His personal units are going into foreclosure, and that auction is going to happen on October 11th. So we'll keep tabs on that. Elizabeth Gill says, Tom, that was a very modern and bright office. Well, hopefully you guys got to see it, because the internet, the LTE is no good there. You need to be connected to the corporate Wi-Fi. Yeah, you know, I really like my office. I really, really like it. I think the location is perfect. I love being right on Madison Avenue, literally right on Billionaires Row. You know, very close to Park Avenue. The Jeffries building is not too far away, so I really like it. It's right here, 575 Madison Avenue. Hey, Juan Fernandez, what's up? Good to see you. OT is here, Prince Ice, Hawaii Phil, what's up? Michelle K, thanks for joining. Edward Adams is here. Hey, the Mighty Bull, what's up? Good to see you. All right, let's head downtown tonight. Let's see what's going on down there. Ukrainian Royal is here on this very rainy night, rainy day in Manhattan. Now, I wanted to bring up an interesting podcast that I listened to. Today, one of my good friends sent it to me. And this was probably the coolest podcast I've ever listened to or ever seen in a really, really long time. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, obviously the founder and CEO of Facebook, which is now called Meta, was on the Lex Fridman podcast again, but they were showcasing the brand new Quest headset from Meta, and this was the official first podcast in the metaverse. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's nonsense, it's gonna look stupid, and that's exactly what I thought until I watched it. It's unbelievable, guys. It's unreal. And this was the 2D version, right? Obviously, because I don't have a Quest headset, but it looked so real that I could only imagine the capabilities of VR, virtual reality, augmented reality that are going to come about over the next 5 to 10 years. I was like, almost like I was like shaking how crazy it is. So if you haven't seen that, you gotta watch it. I mean, I don't care what you think about Mark Zuckerberg. I know some people don't like them, some people love them. I get it. But guys, talk about having a literal peek into the future. That is the future. Now, here's my criticism of Meta. And let me know if you think this is warranted or not, and I'll sort of explain my position as we're coming up on the former president's tower right here. I think Meta has really good tech, but absolutely abysmal and egregious marketing. I mean, you couldn't get worse marketing than Meta, and I'll tell you why. We are now at the Trump Tower, 721 Fifth Avenue, and in the distance, you have 53 West 53rd, which is a building on New York City's Billionaires Row. I think this is a pretty cool shot right here with the overhang. But look, you know, I think there's the old saying that you could have the best product or service out there, right? But if nobody knows about it and nobody knows about its capabilities, it's not worth anything. And I think Apple does a really good job on the marketing standpoint. The Vision Pro that came out from Apple, which is a direct competitor with Meta's Quest headset, I mean, the marketing on that thing, you really just have to watch. If you go to apple.com and check out the Vision Pro headset and watch the 15-minute advertisement, and you'll be absolutely blown away. Just the marketing and the videography, the cinematography, it's gorgeous. The way Apple does it, it's perfection. Meta, I don't even know anything about it until I saw this Lex Fridman podcast. So if I was Mark Zuckerberg, if Mark Zuckerberg is watching this, I would actively be headhunting and recruiting the chief marketing officer at Apple. I would pay him or her whatever amount of money it takes, and I would just make the offer, and I would try to hire top talent from Apple's marketing and advertising department to come and work for Meta, because the current people are not doing it. Because if you want that Quest headset to go mainstream, which I think it can, by the way, after listening to this podcast, you gotta have like the very pretty and beautiful marketing that Apple is so famous for. Now, do you agree or disagree with that? Because I'm open to hearing both sides, but regardless if you love Android and maybe you hate Apple, I don't think anybody can debate, honestly, right, if you're being honest, I don't think anybody can debate that Apple doesn't have like beautiful masterworks of marketing. Juan Fernandez is the packaging too. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hey, Sabrina Fair, what's up? Good to see you. Elizabeth Gill says Lex looked like he was right in front of Mark, talking to him, totally realistic too. Not simulated looking, yet he was in another state talking to him on VR. It was incredible. Joel PM says, for all the millions of research and development, I'd hope Meta has something to show, that's for sure. Now, I mean, think about it a couple years out, right? TBs is seeing this today. I now understand why politicians were buying Meta. Yeah, T-Cal says, wonder what the property value of Trump Tower is now. I'm not too sure. There are some condominiums, some individual condo units that are for sale that I think they're actually a little bit undervalued just because it has the Trump name on it. I mean, you can get a one-bedroom apartment with a beautiful, unobstructed view of Central Park for like $1.5 million. Soho Joe says Apple has young visionaries on its team, and that's their secret weapon. Prince Ice says I both like Apple and Samsung. Now think about it like this. So for anybody who has seen the Lex Fridman, Mark Zuckerberg podcast of them in the metaverse, imagine this live stream, or any live stream for that matter. Now I have a rule. When I'm crossing the street and I have the light, if a car honks at me, I make sure I deliberately, like a little bit of a narcissist, go slower, like a total a-hole. That's like one of my prime roles. But yeah, I mean, if you think about that setup that Mark Zuckerberg and Lex Friedman had with the Quest Meta headset, imagine like a stream like this, like how realistic that would be if you had one of those headsets on and you could look up, you could look down, 360-degree view. You know, a 360-degree view of the city. Like if I'm streaming and then you guys have the headset on, you could look around and vividly see absolutely everything. Now that's insane, and that's coming, and I think that has practical business use cases too. And I'll give you just a very, very small example. And this actually came about today. So I'm working with the buyer from Ireland, and obviously he wants to look at apartments. And obviously I do take video and send it to the gentleman, right? But he is so persistent and insistent on me FaceTiming him when I'm in these properties. And the FaceTime quality is so egregiously horrible, right? And it has a zoomed lens. You can't really see anything. It looks terrible. So imagine if I'm working with a buyer, right, from overseas, and I have the ability to literally teleport them into the apartment as vividly as sort of that podcast from Lex Friedman and Mark Zuckerberg. I think whatever real estate brokerage adopts that sort of technology immediately, I mean, they're going to have a huge competitive advantage, right? I mean, it's just to be able to actually see something so vivid, and I'm trying to be as descriptive as possible, but until you really try it for yourself or just watch that podcast, I don't really think you can understand what I'm talking about. But it's really amazing. It's really amazing what technology is going to do over the next couple of years. Hey, Destructionist is here. I see Patricia Ivory. Welcome. Daryl says 360 live streaming sucks. Maybe. Ben says please clear your screen. I think it looks okay. Let me see. I think this stream is pretty clear. Let me see. I think it's 1080p. Hey, David says, agreed, Tom, and such a beautiful videography tonight on your part. Thank you so much. Crypto Meme says, I just watched it and it is amazing. Ukrainian Royal says, Tom, how did you start off in real estate? So I took my earnings from being in tech sales for a decade and purchased property, used it as a rental. And now what I want to do is work with big name developers to maybe even develop buildings in Manhattan and Miami. That's sort of the long-term goal. So I think it would be a good sales process to develop your own product in the city, but also have a broker arm, right? Have a brokerage arm. I think that'd be really cool. You know, a lot of developers are very, very skilled developers, and then they outsource the sales process to, you know, sales professionals who do a really good job. I think long term it would be cool to create a brokerage that has sales professionals, but also people who are very skilled in development. So yeah, I think it'd be cool. This is 5 East 59th Street. This building is totally vacant, and it's in such a prime location. It's right next to the Sherry Netherland. It has there's 2 retail spaces on the bottom, and there's 8 office spaces on the top. Now you could actually use the facade of this building for digital advertising. If done right, you could probably get maybe like $500,000 a year or $1 million a year for the digital ad on the facade. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, right? And we've been talking about how a lot of the commercial real estate in the city, particularly Class B and Class C office, this is a really good shot of the Apple Store here. A lot of that commercial paper is going to need to be rolled over. Hey, the Mighty Bull, welcome. Good to see you. This is the GM building. Oh, cool. Somebody says I started reading Reminiscences of a Stock Operator. That's awesome. Let me know how you like it, TB. It's one of my favorite it's one of my favorite books of all time. Kansas Tom, what are your thoughts on the judge who estimated Trump's Florida property was worth only 18 million? I don't have any thoughts on it because I haven't been paying attention to anything Trump, anything Joe Biden, nothing. I feel like the media is like, it's like enough. Does anybody else feel that way, or am I just being a little bit of a grouch and a little bit grumpy? Like, I just feel it doesn't matter what your political opinions are. I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. I respect you all the same. But it's just like boring. Next, enough. I don't care about Trump anymore. I don't care what this January 6th. Don't care. I just don't care. But the media just keeps berating it every day. It's like, my God, are you going to talk about something else? So I think it's almost to the point of it's like a dystopian sickness. That's the way I could describe it. So I'm totally checked out of all the politics stuff, and I'm just focused on growing the business. I'm focused on working. I'm focused on closing deals. And yeah, so I don't watch CNN. I don't watch Fox News. I just, not to sound grumpy, but I'm just telling you how I feel. Anytime I do see CNN on the TV in passing, 10 times out of 10, they're talking about January 6th. They're talking about Donald Trump. It's like, dude, the guy's been out of office for almost 4 years. Talk about something else. Report on something else. And then 10 times out of 10, when you turn on Fox News, it's just video clips of Joe Biden, stumbling up Air Force One's stairs. It's like, dude, we've seen the clip 80 million times. How many times do you have to show us the clip? It's like, get new material. So I don't watch mainstream media anymore. I actually refuse. It's a little bit nauseating. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, or maybe it's just I'm a little bit grouchy, but I don't know. That's just how I feel, to be honest. Now, this is the front of the Plaza Hotel. TV is the same here in Argentina. I know. That's crazy they're jamming this down your throat too. Ken says it's overload, but still keep up on current events. Yeah, I mean, I'm more focused on the financial news, not like the politic news. I don't care about Trump being indicted. I don't care about the mugshots. Nothing. That's just all brain rot. That's the way I could describe it. It's like brain rot. If you're sitting there consuming that, you should be asking yourself, how is this bettering my life? Okay, if I have my eyes fixated to the TV, right, and watching CNN, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the mugshot's gonna come out any second. How is that bettering your life? Are you making any more money? Are you trying to, move up in your career? How is that gonna help you get a promotion? How is that gonna help you put food on your table by looking at, Trump's mugshot? How is that going to help you put food on your table by, arguing about, Burisma and all this stuff? So I check out. If it's not going to benefit me in a positive way, pass, hard pass. I'm out. Now, this is the residences side of the plaza. Central Park looks so unique in all of this rain and this mist right here. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, I'm scrolling through the comments. I can't read all of them. But look, my view is this. I respect everybody's viewpoints. I want to do business with everybody. And, I would rather spend my time, watching a Lex Friedman podcast about the future of technology of the globe, right? That's going to be, think about the total addressable market VR, augmented reality. Think about how much that's going to help, people in need. It's going to be amazing. Hey, Andy, thank you so much for your $2 donation. It's very kind of you. Really, really appreciate that on this rainy night. After watching that podcast, I could see some very, very realistic use cases to help seniors. And so sort of let me explain that position. Before the career I'm in now, obviously, I was in tech sales, and all of my customers, I shouldn't say all, but mainly a lot of them, were the largest hospitals, home health care organizations, and nursing homes. So some of the largest publicly traded home health care companies like Motive Care, ticker symbol MODV, those were all my accounts. And one of the things that I did, or my team helped do, is build out all of the electronic visit verification infrastructure at all of these home health care organizations. We'll let this guy go for a minute. And it really taught me a lot about the home care business and just how really difficult it is to be a home health aide. It's not an easy job. And there's many seniors who are aging in place at home. They don't have any immediate family, right? So they're relying solely on these home health aides. And a major, major problem for seniors is loneliness. Right, that's something I learned being in the business. It's a real thing, particularly, if you're in a nursing home, you don't have any immediate family, or if your family visits you, once a year. Seniors suffer from loneliness. And I think that VR headset could transport seniors who are suffering from loneliness into community groups. Maybe you can have them go to virtual meetups with other seniors, or watch a ballet in real time or something like that, just to keep the brain stimulated and combat a lot of that loneliness. And that's just one teeny tiny use case, right? But that's how innovation starts. You think of one use case, you brainstorm, you think of another use case. I was just really impressed with that podcast today. And this is coming from somebody who's taken a lot of shots at Meta and Mark Zuckerberg, but it was really cool. Hey, David Armstrong, good to see you. Thomas Conroy, is something dystopian about that, Tom? Gotta say, it creeps me out. Maybe. I understand how they can come off as very creepy. Hey, Greg Peters is here. What's up, Greg? Good to see you. Sharon says, oh, seniors like... Yeah, seniors like elderly people, yep. Now, this is an awesome shot looking directly at the Sherry Netherland. It's a great view here. But I don't know, what do you guys think could be some more interesting use cases for VR and augmented reality? Another interesting thing I saw the other day is, I think this is also from Meta. I believe they had a partnership with Ray-Ban, and the glasses are like $200, and you'll be able to live stream through your glasses. I think that's so unique. I think it's like a $200 product too. I don't know how, I don't know if it's going to be 1080p, and the battery's probably going to die in 15-20 minutes, but think about how much progression that technology is going to have over the next 10-15 years. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, Meld says nothing replaces real human connection. That's for sure, but I think once that VR, AR gets built out a little bit more, so that you're not just like an avatar kind of looking like a bust, just like your chest up, when they build it out where you look realistic with your arms and legs, that's going to be a big supplement. That's going to be really cool. I don't even think we are going to be able to imagine what it's going to be like. Yeah, Greg Peters' medical training with AR and VR. Absolutely. You know, when I was in tech, one of the projects we were working on, Boeing had a pretty big deal with Google Glasses, and so did KFC. So one of the things that a lot of QSR companies are doing, and QSR stands for quick service restaurant, one of the things that they're doing is using Google Glasses, which is an AR product, right? It's augmented reality. It's not full virtual reality, but they're using it for training their employees. So if you put the Google Glasses on, and let's say if you're training to be an employee at, you know, KFC or Taco Bell, hold on, this is the New York Athletic Club right here. Beautiful building. You know, one of the things you could do is put on those glasses and it will project the instructions in your field of view, right? It'll tell you how long the food needs to be in the fryer, what temperature, when to take it out, you know, reminders for hygiene. It's really, really cool. And Boeing is doing something similar for their aviation mechanics. Because one of the things we're seeing now, it seems like we have a shortage of almost every profession, particularly pilots, but also we have a shortage of aviation mechanics. So one of the things that Boeing is doing for some of their more senior mechanics and engineers is if a more junior engineer has a question, what they can do is they could put on the Google Glasses and somebody else, you know, that maybe at the corporate headquarters could put on the glasses as well, and you could see exactly what the mechanic is working on, and you could help guide the person through the troubleshooting or the fix. So there's a lot of cool things. I mean, just the innovation is endless. I mean, we could sit here all night. It could be a 5-hour stream of just the different use cases with this. So, you know, you kind of got to let your mind spiral a little bit to really get the full grasp of the potential total addressable market. It's really amazing, honestly. Hey, David, what's up? Says you're doing a great job of keeping lonely people connected. Thank you, David. It's very kind of you to say. Daniel G says, I developed the project using Google Glasses many years ago, but Google canceled the project from one day to another. Yeah, I think they came out with another product, didn't they? I think they canned the project and then they brought it back. John Wolf. Good to see you, John Wolf. Danielle says VR performs well / adjusts for people with failing vision. Ellie Wave Reviews says, Tom, what's up with Elon? He just shared a video from the border to talk about the border crisis. This guy is turning into a Republican journalist. I didn't see that. I know he was supposed to test his live streaming software on X, but I didn't know it was going to be at the border. Interesting. I wonder how that would look. Now, I have a couple concerns with the platform X. At first, I was all on board and I was really excited about it, but Elon Musk claims that you can upload 4K video at 60 frames a second. No, you can't. I try to do it all the time and it looks horrible. It's like 140p. Now, I'm being a little bit facetious and a little bit mean when I say that. It's not actually 140p. It's probably like 720. But it's bad. Like, really, really horrible. Has anybody ever tried to upload 4K video, 60 frames a second to X? It just doesn't work. I don't know why. Beats me. It just doesn't work. All right, everybody. This is 220 Central Park South. You have these beautiful American flags and the Deutsche Bank towers in the background. One of my favorite buildings in the city right here. Hey, Carl Roth says X is crazy. I tend to avoid it. Zozo Bob is here. What's up, Bob? It's good to see you. Bob, I will be back in your neck of the woods on Monday, which I'm really looking forward to. I know that Miami has been going through some crazy rain weather. Same as New York. So hopefully next week things will clear up down there in Miami. If anybody's tuning in from the 305, please let us know what the weather outlook is going to be like for next week, because I hope to take some interesting video for you guys down there. I think you'll enjoy it. I want to do a couple things in my spare time down there. I want to do a complete walking tour of Bal Harbour. I think you guys would enjoy Bal Harbour a lot. I love that location. Surfside, Coral Gables, and maybe do a walking tour of the University of Miami, which is in Coral Gables. But yeah, it's really nice down there. Carl Ross, Tom the Rain is nicer in New York City. I don't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that, but to each his own. The rain is kind of gross in New York City because the streets are very dirty here. So you're stepping in like these really dirty puddles. But Theo says yes, love the Biltmore. Very nice. So this is Columbus Circle, everybody. You can see some new developments going up. You have 1 Central Park West right in front of us here. And then you have the Deutsche Bank Towers. Very nice. Hey, Luxury Legacy Lane says good evening. Boomer Tuber says how about a Biltmore tour? Maybe. It definitely is in the cards depending on the weather. If we have really nice weather all the time when I'm down there, I'll try to do as much as possible, but we'll see. It seems like it's going to be a rainy fall this year. You never know. But if you're all enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We try to do these every night, starting at 8:30, but we're usually a little bit late. Hey, Krista says, I wonder how Gramercy Park is doing. That's where I used to stay when I was in the city. Gramercy Park is really nice. I like Gramercy Park a lot. I actually have a listing very, very close to Gramercy Park at East 23rd Street. Now the building is called Gramercy North. If you want to see what it looks like, you can type !23 in the chat, and the Nightbot should drop a link to the full property tour. It's only a few blocks away from Gramercy Park. But to your point, I love that neighborhood. It's really nice, it's very quiet, but you're not so secluded where you're too far away from transportation, right? It's only a very short walk away from Madison Square Park. You have a lot of restaurants, the Flatiron District, you're very close to Italy. It's a very nice neighborhood to stay. So we're crossing Broadway. We are now going to go to 8th Avenue and then head downtown. Hey, Jessica's second time watching. Enjoying You Are a Natural and appreciate my accent. Thank you so much and welcome to New York. This is now 59th Street, Columbus Circle. So for all of those new viewers, welcome. I'll just quickly give you the lay of the land here. 59th Street, Columbus Circle is the southernmost part of Central Park. So Central Park starts at Central Park South, 59th Street, and then goes all the way up to 110th Street Cathedral Parkway. Now on the south side of Central Park on 57th Street is New York City's Billionaires Row, which we're going to see here in a second. You can actually see one of the buildings right here. It's called 220 Central Park South. Now this building was developed by Vornado, and right behind it is Central Park Tower. I would say that's probably one of the most famous buildings on New York City's Billionaires Row. It was developed by Extel, and Extel pioneered New York City's Billionaires Row in 2014 when they completed 157, which was the first building to be constructed, which kicked off the trend of all these super tall, mega, super skinny skyscrapers. This is the M10 bus. This will take you, I think, to Harlem, 159th Street. Yeah, Goldie's has loved the lights reflecting on the street. Yeah, New York City does look very nice when it rains. You can see all the headlights from the taxi cabs and everything reflecting on the asphalt, which is really nice. Hey, Dusty Cole, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Sam Plays says, what's the best thing to do in New York? I think, like in terms of what to do, I mean, there's so much to do. I would say start a career. I think New York City is probably the best city in the world for opportunities. So building a network, your career opportunities, and also arguably some of the best cuisine in the entire world. I think we have some of the best food anywhere in the world right here. Now, in the distance, this is actually where we started the live stream. This is 432 Park Avenue, the very famous Harry Macklowe building. I don't know, would you guys agree with that or disagree? Does New York City have the best food anywhere in the world? I would say so. Now, I am biased, right? I'm obviously biased. That's one thing I really miss about New York when I go to Miami. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I'm in Miami, I really miss the food. I would say the diversity and choice of food in New York City. That's what I would say. Now, Miami does have good food, right? Cuban food, you know, food from Argentina, and it's fantastic. I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. But I would say the diversity in choice of cuisine is just not there yet. It's getting better. It's getting much better because we've had so much migration to South Florida. But I don't think you can compare it to New York, in my humble opinion, right? Hey, Sam Plays, thank you so much for your 2 New Zealand dollars. Since I've been watching you for about a year now. Wow, that's very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching and supporting the stream as we are walking down 8th Avenue. Very seldom do we go down 8th. Maybe we'll have to take a little bit of a detour through Hell's Kitchen, which is also another nice neighborhood here. Astro Storm says, hey Tom, loving the live streams. Thank you, Astro Storm. Cayenne Pacific, welcome. Now, down 8th, you are going to start to see mopeds after mopeds after mopeds. You can start to see some here. And the city has been really freaking out about these things because the vast majority of these mopeds, like you see across the street, here's 2 more coming. They're all illegal and unregistered. Here's another guy, right? So a lot of residents of New York City have been complaining really heavily about this. So we'll see if anything will be done about it. But I guess the big problem, I mean, and I don't drive, so I don't really run into this problem. But supposedly what's happening is a lot of the mopeds and Vespas that are driving around, obviously with no license plates and uninsured. So you'll see I think some of these have license plates, but you know, like this one doesn't have a plate. They'll drive around uninsured, and then if they hit into another car or something, like you see, they don't have license plates. So if they hit into another car, I mean, the other person is really out of luck, right? Here's another one. You'll notice they take off the license plates, they're not insured, so I mean, if you get hit or dinged by one of these guys, you're kind of out of luck, right? Now, thankfully, I don't have to worry about that problem because I don't drive, but a lot of New Yorkers who drive have to deal with it. Like you can see every single one of these on the block, no license plate, all illegal mopeds, and a lot of people in the city are upset about it, I guess. Hey, this is Wingstop. I actually really like Wingstop. The stock is traded publicly under the ticker symbol WING. Very appropriate ticker symbol, Wing. This is the main soup spot from Seinfeld, if anybody's ever seen that episode. Hey, Melissa 2087 says, I like Wingstop too. Good wings and good ranch. Yeah, the wings are fantastic there. Very seldom do I eat it, but I usually eat it when I'm in Miami, actually. There's one not too far away from my house. That's a good spot. Very, very good spot. And the franchisees, of what I hear, are very profitable too. Here's another one. You know, they drive on the sidewalks. It's kind of funny though how many there are, because there never used to be like almost any in New York City, and now like everybody's driving around on one, so it kind of looks funny. I think this has been broken for 2 weeks now. Remember 2 weeks ago when we walked past this? So this has been going like this for 2 weeks now. It's wild. Oh, Hawaii. It says you have a Wingstop in Hawaii, but you've never been before? Check it out. It'll be some good market research. It's good. I think you'll like it. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of deja vu because I remember walking past this 2 weeks ago on the stream and making a comment about it. I wonder if it's loud enough for some of the people in the apartments to hear. How annoying would that be if you owned like a condo literally right above the sign and all you hear 24/7, 365 is wait, 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 wait. I would go insane. I would break that thing. Okay, you know what we'll do? We'll make a little bit of a detour right on New York City's Restaurant Row. We'll see some of the interesting restaurants right off of Times Square, and then we'll explore Hell's Kitchen a little bit. We haven't done that in a while. Hey, the short guy, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, by the way, did anybody listen to the Fed Chair, Jerome Powell, today? The Fed Chair had a speech. It was live streamed. I guess supposedly October is Financial Literacy Month. I didn't know that. So Fed Chair Jerome Powell was talking about that. Hey, Otis is my American friend. You should visit Europe. I'd love to go to Europe. I would love to. I know they have a lot of mopeds and Vespas there, but I'm sure it's more organized than it is here, right? That's one of the things I want to do more is travel. I want to go to Europe. I wouldn't mind living in Europe for like 1 or 2 years. Just to see what it's like, a different experience, you know? That guy almost rear-ended the pedicab. I feel as if Europe would be a nice break. Some parts of Europe are very laid back. I think it'd be nice. Okay, West 51st Street. 3 more blocks to go and then we're gonna make a right. And this will be New York City's Restaurant Row, which is just off of Times Square. We'll see how busy it is tonight, being that it's raining. But I actually enjoy Restaurant Row a lot. I would suggest if you're gonna be visiting New York and you're gonna do all of the major touristy things in Times Square, right? If you've never been here before, I think a good spot to eat that would be very close to Times Square is right on New York City's Restaurant Row. Wow, something smells absolutely amazing, which is very, very rare to say on the streets in New York, but whatever it is, it smells amazing. It kind of smells like Magnolia Bakery. Let's see if there's a bakery close by. Ah, Krista says, I would love to go back to Italy. A lot of cheap... Oh, is that right? There's a lot of cheap real estate being sold there? I didn't know that. I would like to visit Naples. Oh wow, Matthew M. Says, I would recommend Chile. You were in Chile and it was amazing. I would love to do that. To the right is Nomura, which is a Japanese bank. Someone says Roma. I think that'll be one of my major goals. Maybe in the next 5 years, be able to save up enough money to take a year off and just travel. I think that would be really cool. I feel like as you get older, you may regret not traveling when you're younger, right? Because, when you're in your 20s and 30s, I would assume traveling around is a little bit more fun, right? Than if you travel like when you're 80 years old. Now, I'm not saying that's not fun, but if you never pick up and leave New York City or New York State in your 20s and 30s, I think you're missing out on a lot, and I think I am missing out on a lot. So I wouldn't mind traveling, just taking a year off, assuming my financial means would allow, right? Taking a year off, going to Japan, going to Korea, going to Italy, going to Brazil. I really want to go to Brazil. Go to some countries in Africa. Maybe visit Nigeria. Hey, Albert, what's up? Says, hey, Tom, when are you going back to Miami? Are you still going there? I'm your Brazilian fan. I want to meet you watching from Brazil. Albert, I will be in Brazil, I will be in Miami on October 2nd. And if you're around, let me know. Big Brazilian crowd in Miami too, but a lot of people from Argentina. Ooh, yes, Matthew M says Egypt. Egypt would be freaking fantastic. Now, I'll tell you what my favorite video of all time is. It's just like the most unbelievable video. Now, I think the guy got in trouble for it, because obviously you're not allowed to do that. But it was this video of a guy hang gliding literally right above the pyramids. And he was like inches away from touching the very, very top of the pyramids. And it was just an amazing, incredible sight. You know, seeing the pyramids that close, like, you guys gotta just like log off the live stream for a moment and just go try to find that video. It's well worth it. There's one stone that sits atop of the pyramid. Now that's been there for thousands and thousands of years. So like imagine the person, right, who put that last stone in place. It's just incredible to even wrap your head around. And that stone is still there thousands of years later. It's just so wild. Crazy, it's amazing. I know, Juan Fernandez says, how did they build that so many years ago? It's nuts. I have no idea. And it's probably more breathtaking in person. So I'd love to visit Egypt. That's a big bucket list item for me. I don't know, what about you guys? Anybody in the chat have like a big bucket list destination where you're like, okay, if money wasn't an issue, I would be here like tomorrow? I feel like Egypt is probably one of those places. AMs has come to Madrid, Tom, and I'll be your guide. Whoa, okay. Spain, I'd go to Spain. I'd love that. Abdullah says, yes, Tom, travel when you can. Alberts is great. I will be back to Brazil 10/2. Very cool. Yeah, I'll be around, Albert. Joel PM says, I want to travel to where there's no tourists, but those places don't exist. I'm seeing a lot of, everything in Miami says Tokyo. Tokyo would be cool. Somebody says Easter Island, the Australian outback, Thailand. Thomas Vegas says, love London here. I'd like to go to London too. It has a very finance feel. But I feel as if I spend so much time in New York City, I don't want to go to a place that's just like it. Now, I'm not saying London is just like New York City, but what I'm saying is London kind of has that same vibe, does it not? Like the workaholics, you know, everything's all about work, excelling in your career, pushing, hustling. I want to break from that. You know, I feel like if I go somewhere, I kind of don't want to go to that. I mean, I love it. I would love to go, but maybe that would be third or fourth on the list. Carlos is Singapore. Love that. Destructionist is Tokyo, London, Ireland, Italy, and Greece. Love Greece too. I think the Greeks have some of the best cooking. I think they're better than the Italians. Somebody says the Falkland Islands in Antarctica is melt. Hey, Cayenne Pacific says, I'm in London, you should visit. All right, I can promise you if I ever go there, I will. Marco A says, Florida is my next trip. Love that. OT says you should come to Kenya. I would like to do that. I think my dad's been to Kenya once. Because he was in the Navy and he would go all around the world. So he's pretty much been everywhere. I have this very unique walking cane that was hand carved by someone on the streets of Kenya. My dad bought it and brought it back. I'd like to go to Japan and Singapore just to see how clean it is. You know, it's definitely not like New York City, and I love New York City. But a place like Tokyo, you know, Singapore, and even Seoul, South Korea, from what I hear, it's like night and day. And very little homeless from what I hear too, like almost not existent. In Tokyo, Japan, Seoul, Korea, there's like no homeless people, it's not dirty. The infrastructure is all modern and new, like the subways and things like that. And the subways are way safer. I guess I'll quickly explain where we just turned down. So this is New York City's Restaurant Row. This is officially Restaurant Row right off of Times Square. And we'll be checking out some of the restaurants headed towards Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, the subways are a lot safer. Like in Korea, for example, standing on the platform, it's not just an open air platform where you could get pushed in front of the train. There's sort of these glass barriers that are up, which I think makes more sense. Whoops. Somebody said the rain just stopped in Florida, thank God. Well, at least my plants will be getting some nice watering, I guess. Now coming up is Becco, B-E-C-C-O. I always call out this spot. Some people say they hate it. I like it. Becco's a good time. It's affordable, it's fun. And I think it's good food. Now it's not like Michelin star, but it's a good spot. It's a fun Italian spot to go to. I like it.
Right?
I used to go here all the time. Haven't been in a while. Maybe I'll have to get here one time before I leave. You have Dim Sum Palace here. Hey Mark, what's up? Oh, Albert says, I'm in Sarasota now. I'm going to Miami just to see you. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be there when I'm there, let me know. Hey, marketing videography. Good to see you. Ooh, Alfredo says, go to Switzerland, it's amazing. I heard Switzerland is like crazy expensive, even more expensive than New York City. I like more tropical climates though. I don't want to go anywhere in the winter. I'm not a big skier. I don't ski, I don't snowboard, I don't do any of that. I like tropics, like palm trees. Okay, walking down Restaurant Row is making me hungry. Okay, here it is, Becco, B-E-C-C-O. One of my favorite places in Midtown. There's an upstairs, but I think they closed it. Someone says Indonesia is your go-to place. Hawaii says then come to Hawaii. I would love to come to Hawaii. I would absolutely love to come to Hawaii. You can see the dining room on the first floor. There actually seems to be people still here. And it must be almost 11 o'clock at night. Hey, someone says, hey Tom, aren't most CDs for 7 months 3.5%? You know, I wouldn't, if it were me, and I can't give financial advice, so this isn't financial advice, but just look at T-bills. Just look at T-bills, and you could buy them right on Treasury Direct's website. So if you go to the treasurydirect.gov, you could buy 6-month T-bills at more than 5.5%. So I mean, imagine if you have, $5 to $10 million of liquidity, and you just want to chill and make 400 grand a year. Hammer it all in the T-bills, and you're chilling. It's not advice. I'm just saying, if you go to and just buy US Treasuries, right, at shorter maturities, higher yields, it's actually really attractive now. And fixed income hasn't been attractive in quite some time because we've been having artificially suppressed interest rates in the United States for a decade. More than a decade, ever since the great financial crisis. So this is the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood in New York. We'll cross the street, we'll take a walk around. We'll explore it. All the way down, you can see that is the Port Authority bus terminal. The view from Hell's Kitchen is quite interesting because you have all of these old original buildings in New York. Very interesting architecture. And then in the distance, you have this really nice contrast of Billionaire's Row. You can see Central Park Tower all the way in the distance too. Hey, what's up? I'll be in Red Hook on Sunday. If you want to stop by the Conover this Sunday, after, let's hang out. Once the open house is over, I'm down to get lunch, get dinner, chill around Red Hook. I am down, my friend. Stop by. Stop by. I think this weekend we're doing the open house from 2 to 4, I think. I'll confirm. I'll triple confirm, But yeah, if you're around on Sunday, I want to try that lobster place. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. You'll have to give me an update on how the new office is turning out. We'll have a lot of nice bar, sort of bar and grill restaurants here. A lot of bodegas. Hey Penelope, what's up? Good to see you. Since you love architecture, you should go to Europe. It's definitely on the bucket list, Penelope, for sure. This is West 47th Street in Hell's Kitchen, but we're actually going to turn and start to head down towards 34th Street. It's just unique to look at the contrast between all of the original buildings here in Hell's Kitchen. And then looking in the distance, you have the futuristic New York. It's a very interesting contrast here. I know, Destructionist is Tom. I have to say it's awesome seeing your channel grow like it has. I remember when it was less than 200 subs. I do too, and I'm really, really in shock with just how massive the channel has grown. And I'm very appreciative for that. I think we just hit 35,000 people here, which is just unbelievable. So I do thank everybody for being here and joining us each night. I think this is a blast. I think this is super fun. And it's also a great networking opportunity. I mean, I've met so many amazing people. It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we used to do these live streams, you know, they actually used to be longer. It used to be three-hour streams every night. And there would be 3 concurrent viewers. Then it'd go down to 1 concurrent viewer, and then 5, then 10 people, then 4 people. And we do that every day. So it's wild to see the stream grow from literally 3 people. It'd be like me, Sunshine After Rain, Patrick New York, streaming for 3 hours, just having a chat between ourselves, to now like 1,000 people show up every night, which is just mind-bending. It's crazy. And I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad everybody is here. This is a lot of fun. I know Razzle Dazzle was one of the first people too. Razzle Dazzle 786. It would be like 10 people. We would skateboard around the city, have a good time. Those were the pandemic days. And now we've successfully recruited Razzle Dazzle 786 to New York City. She's officially made the move from San Francisco. So score one for New York. Oh, look at this. This is good. This is actually a good example here. Some of the buildings that are kind of in disrepair, you're seeing these new developments go in. They really stick out kind of like a sore thumb. The facades are different. I'm not too sure how I feel about that one. I don't think the all glass facade fits well, but maybe it makes for better views. I just don't know if all glass facades work well right on the main avenue here. Maybe on a side street, but this is an extremely trafficked street, 9th Avenue. So to have floor-to-ceiling glass windows overlooking this busy street, I don't know about that. And particularly on the weekends, you have so many people coming up and down Hell's Kitchen, going in and out of the bars, restaurants. You know, classic example, this is the 5 napkin burger. You kind of have everybody dining literally in your apartment. So very unique choice by the developer for that, but as we go down, there's going to be even better sort of examples of that, particularly as you head to 10th and 11th. Now, from 34th Street up to about 42nd Street, between 10th and 11th Avenue, that all used to be auto body shops, big industry, industrial places. And now a lot of that is ultra luxury condos, right? With amenities, with pools, with all types of crazy stuff. You can see one in the distance. You see it? There's a prime example. The further west you go, you'll see the city skyline transforming into these ultra luxury condos. Now, there is a flaw about them, and I'd like to give everybody a quick forewarning, because I am a realtor here in New York City selling very expensive real estate. The buildings look nice, and they are nice. However, if you're on 42nd Street, 10th and 11th Avenue, right, very close to the Hudson River, in the winter it is so far away and so cold and so windy. In the summer, yeah, the walk to the subway is nothing, right? But to walk 5-6 blocks to get to the train from your apartment all the way on, you know, the West Side Highway, it's not fun. So people can get a lot of fatigue from that. So I always tell people, I'm like, look, you're gonna get drawn in by the amenities, you're gonna get drawn in by all of this stuff on those condos, but you're probably gonna get fatigue after a couple of years walking all the way from 10th and 11th Avenue to the subway station, just because it's so far away. I know a lot of people who have gotten buyer's remorse purchasing in a lot of these buildings because it's far. But if you don't mind that, if you don't mind being so far away, and maybe you have a car, well then maybe those buildings are for you. Since we're here, we actually might as well make a right on 42nd Street and walk to give you a real life example of that. So look all the way in the distance. These are all new developments, probably went up in 2014, 2015, 2017, and they're beautiful. They have swimming pools, they have state-of-the-art gyms, but think about how far you have to walk all the way down 42nd Street, all the way down to the Port Authority bus terminal just to get the train. That is a long, long walk. And let me tell you, in the winter, this 42nd Street turns into an absolute wind tunnel. The wind is a blustery 25 miles an hour. It's freezing and it is really, really cutting. So just make sure you know what you're getting into. Western Mass Dave. I wish I could. He's getting too old. I think he's getting a little bit too old for that, and I think this city would freak him out. So in the distance there is the Hudson Yards. Wow, the Hudson Yards really looks futuristic right behind the Lincoln Tunnel entrance. Hey, Stephanie's here. What's up, Stephanie? Good to see you. Teak House is $1.50 for a pizza slice. Yeah, but that's not really real pizza. I would actually argue that that $1.50 is overpriced for that particular slice. Okay, we are now at the back side of the Port Authority bus terminal. Not the most exciting place, but this is probably something I would avoid at all costs. Yeah, Meld's dollar slice is its own category, but you know, Meld, with inflation, what's been going on is a lot of these dollar slice places have been, you know, increasing their prices to $1.50. And I mean, I would rather just not eat than pay $1.50 for a slice of that, because it's not even food, right? Now, when you go into a dollar slice place, at least you know you're not actually going to be eating food, but you're just going to be paying $1, which is totally fine. That's a fair deal. However, I will say this. There is $1 slice pizza place in the city that's actually good. It's actually good pizza. And it's right behind Grand Central Station. That place is actually a good spot. It's good pizza. But everything else, you know, you're paying $1 to eat, you know, particle board and, particle board, fake cheese in unsanitary conditions. And that's a good deal for $1, right? If you don't have anything else to eat at the time, if you're running, you know, late at midnight, you got to catch the train, I'll spend $1 on particle board, fake cheese in unsanitary conditions. That's a good deal. But $1.50, that's when it totally draws the line. I mean, that's just a ripoff. All right, let's cross. This is 39th Street headed south. Oh, I'm excited. You'll be able to see B&H, which is one of my favorite places in the city. All right, here's some more examples, folks, of, you know, a lot of these original buildings. So take a look at the original buildings, which I think are beautiful, but a lot of the times they fall into disrepair, like these two. They look a little bit, kind of look a little bit, yeah, they don't look good. So a lot of developers are tearing them down, as you can see in this big vacant lot, and look what they're building. if you look all the way in the distance, right through here, these are these ultra luxury, very tall condominiums. And pretty soon, before you know it, if I can make a prediction, I think the vast majority of this neighborhood extending up towards Hell's Kitchen is probably going to be that way. So you can kind of see the city transforming in real time.
I know.
Common 80 says I'd just be hungry, but I respect that. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the dollar slice place. Tavola. I think this is a really good shot here. This is beautiful. The fire escapes.
Yeah. He's like, no.
Meld, probably a dollar slice, honestly. I'm not really a big hot dog person. Hey, here's another good example. Look at this, the Townsend. This actually looks pretty like, this looks like brand new product here. Okay, West 37th Street. We're going to pass Black Rock coming up here in a bit. A few more blocks. It'll be on the right hand side, and that'll take us to the shops at Columbus Circle. Not Columbus Circle, Hudson Yards. I'm so used to saying Columbus Circle. This pizza spot looks pretty good. Vito's Pizza. The guy didn't like his umbrella. I guess he didn't like the umbrella. All right, West 35th Street. That guy was pretending he was Aaron Judge out there. This is the New Yorker Hotel. Big landmark. Did anybody see that guy taking big swings on that light post with the umbrella? Maybe the camera was zoomed out a little bit too much, but... All right, this is Peloton. Now, I think they actually moved from this location a couple blocks over. We are coming up the Hudson Yards now. And this is B&H. This, my friends, is where I'm going to be tomorrow. I have to come here to get a new microphone. I was going to go yesterday, I couldn't. And now you're gonna see amazing views of the Empire State Building in the distance. Wow, that's an awesome shot. The Empire State Building looks fantastic tonight. In the classic white, looks awesome. What do you guys think? GB Zingers is with the interest rates rising. Are the rents going through the roof? Any comments? Are the rents going through the roof? Oh yeah, that's right. For thank you so much for that. It's Friday. They do close early. I think rents are going to come down a little bit. Generally speaking, usually, as rates rise, that should put pressure on valuations. But I'm seeing the rental market softening a little bit, particularly on the high end, like luxury. Matthew M says it's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow is Friday, so B&H closes at 1 p.m. Hey, Tariq, good to see you. Theo, you're right. So this is the Moynihan Train Hall. This is the brand new and exciting. This is the Hudson Yards. Well, let's turn down and walk towards Midtown because we're gonna have an awesome view here. Look at that, it's so cool. This is a great shot with all these people walking here and then the Empire State Building in the distance. All right, everybody. I think this is a good time to call it a night because it is getting late. If you guys enjoyed the live stream tonight, feel free to click the subscribe button. Make sure you have notifications turned on and leave a like on the video. We will be back hopefully tomorrow with no rain, please God, from the greatest city in the world, New York City. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed our interesting conversations and beautiful views from around the city. So Richard Vogel, thank you for joining. DM, appreciate it. Austin City Limits. Stephen Bates, Matthew M, Hawaii. David Sommers from SoCal, appreciate you very much. Tariq Khan, Glenn Daly, Destructionist, Meld, Everything in Miami. Cody, thank you so much. Christus, thanks so much, first time here. I subscribed. Thank you, Krista, for joining us. We appreciate it and hope to see you back in New York soon. Twiggy, Sabrina Fair, everybody finish the week strong. There's always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look. We'll see you right back here tomorrow on Walks and Wall Street. Take care. and Razzle Dazzle and Western Mass Dave.